Hare Krishna. So today we'll discuss about how Supreme Personality of Godhead and the pure devotees of Supreme Personality of Godhead all are free from the affinities of material world. So Supreme Personality of Godhead is transcendental to material world and detached from all these material affinities. Supreme Personality of Godhead, here Pruthu Maharaj and Mother Lakshmi both appeared from the body of the Vena. The energies of Supreme Personality of Godhead are under control of His divine nature, Guna. But is energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead? वैभव त्रिविध तव गौरांग सुंदर. What is Vaibhava? Vaibhava Shabda comes from Vibhu. What is possessed by God or Vibhu, Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there are three kind of energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chit, Achit and Jiva. Chit is the spiritual power, Antaranga Shakti. Achit is the material energy and Jiva is the marginal energy. So there are three kind of energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. What happens here? So Jiva has desire to be happy because Supreme Personality of Godhead is eternally happy. Sat Chit Anandamaya. Sat means Sanmaya Shakti, which is the eternity potency of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sanmayate Sandhini. Sandhini Shakti तार चारि परिचय नाम रूप गुण लीला त्रिमूर आभरण धाम परिकर. Chit means Chinmaya Shakti. What is Chinmaya Shakti? Chinmaya Shakti is the complete absolute knowledge about Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sanmaya is absolute eternity, Chinmaya is absolute knowledge, and Ladini is absolute pleasure. Sanmaya, Chinmaya, Anandamaya. Anandamaya Shakti is Ladini. Chinmaya Shakti is Supreme Personality of Godhead, knowledge, all knowledge about Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Lord Vadadev is complete form of Chinmaya Shakti. Sambit, Sandhini, Ladini. So Sambit Shakti is Chinmaya Shakti. Sandhini Shakti is Sanmaya Shakti. Ladini is Ananda Shakti. So when Lord perform any activities, even in material world, he comes uh, to maintain devotees, to protect devotees, to protect religion, and punish the miscreants. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, it is His energy. So His energy is always under His control, and He acts under His higher energy. What is that? Parasakti or Chit Shakti. Aparasakti is the material world or Achit Shakti. So Lord always work in Parasakti. and it always controls the aparasakti. Maya adhakshana prakriti swate sacharacharam. Under his control, the material energy works. Material energy can never overpower Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, in this purport, Rupa Goswami explains what to speak of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Material energy cannot even overpower the pure devotees of Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, Supreme Personality of Godhead is within this material world, perform all of the pastimes required to maintain, sustain the material world, generation, operation, and destruction activities, godly activities. Just like lotus leaf, if it is dipped inside the water, water will not touch. So, Supreme Personality of Godhead is immune to the affinity of material world. Same is also the devotees. That is called the divine transcendence. When ordinary people see that Supreme Personality of Godhead has taken any incarnation form of human being, Mudha Mam Abhijanati. When Lord take Manusitanum Asrita, Lord take a human form, those who are impudent, their knowledge is not evolved, they cannot really see who the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They consider that Supreme Personality of Godhead who has taken incarnation is also affected by Maya Shakti. Has taken a body under the influence of Maya and will die. That body will be affected by Maya. All these are called Mayavada. So Mayavada, Hetuvada. Hetuvada means when a person is understood that the material combinations is the source of everything. Kim kama ahitukam. And the union between male and female and the active matter principles is the whole cause. That is called Hetuvada. Jaimini, Gautama Buddha, Charvak, there are many propounder of Hetuvada, six propounder. So like that, they explains Hetuvada, the Aparasakti to be automated, and the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead is not well defined. In Hetuvada, they consider that Maya is the automated principles and karma is the primary. If karma, if one do karma to the best of their possibility, do tapasya and free from the influence of Maya, then he will become God. So Hetuvada, Mayavada, they are ignorant about the transcendental quality of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Lord has no material quality, and Lord has all spiritual quality. That is the basic postulate. Nirguna and Saguna. Lord has no material form. Lord has all spiritual form. So this is the second derivative of the primary axiom. Lord has no material form. This gigantic body, which is explained here, like the leg portion is the lower planetary system, and the head portion is the upper planetary systems. All these are regarded as the external energy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but Supreme Personality of Godhead is not affected by that. Just like when a parent set up the playground gives like lots of toys to the child. When child is merged in the game, do not understand that the child is playing game, but the parent understand that yes, the child is playing the game. So that is the difference between parent and child. When Supreme Personality of Godhead arrange everything for all living entities, he himself is not affected. However, the ordinary living entities who have not transcended in devotion service is affected by that. So that is the reason that being affected by material nature in the trap of Maya, दैवी ही ऐसा गुणमयी मम माया दुरतया जे तु माम प्रपद्यन्ते मायम एतम तरन्ति. Under the influence of Maya, the people who have not cultivated Krishna consciousness, they cannot understand that Supreme Personality of Godhead is free from all these material affinities. So, with this confusion, Jiva misinterpret Brahma. Brahma and Jiva are the two aspects. So, there are many confusion on the Siddhanta. We'll discuss that. So there is the basic principles in Katha Upanishad. It is explained. There are two birds. One bird is attracted to eat the fruits of the tree, and the other is not. So other is the witness. So from this basic postulate, we can understand that Upanishads very clearly state that Lord is never attached to the fruits of material world, and Jiva is always attached to the fruits of the material world. ज सर्व समारंभा काम sankalpa varjita. When there is a kama sankalpa before starting any of the work, there is a kama sankalpa that I must enjoy this. The fruits of the result, fruits are the result of the activities, are prime driver before starting your action. There is lots of plan of enjoyment that I will do this, then this, that. You all would have heard story in the primary books, primary English book, that a woman was going to the market to sell the pots. So she was thinking, I will uh, sell all these pots and some more pots I will sell. I'll get more money. I'll have a house. Then I'll marry. I will bring uh, toys for my children, then I'll play with the children. The children will ask me to eat. I will give them eating in return. I will not eat. I will say, no, you eat. And then she shook her head. All the pot fell down and broken. So, like that, living entity is always in phantasmagoria of metal world. Fantasize the material happiness. So, this state of phantasmagoria cannot lead to the perfect knowledge. So, that are all illusory knowledge. And even though when Brahma and Jiva concept is tried by the living entity, the approach is not holistic. The view of the elephant you can see in this image has to be seen and realized as a whole. But you see that all these five peoples are seeing the different portions and thinking that elephant is like that. Brahmeti Paramatmeti Bhagavan iti sabdate. The three concept of Supreme Personality of Godhead is not well understood. So many kind of Siddhanta were, doctrine were there. It's like Advaita Siddhanta, Advaita doctrine, Advaita philosophy say about that both Jiva and Brahma are same. Then there are further derivatives like Kevala Dvaita, Suddha Dvaita, Visishta Dvaita. So this Nirakarvad, this are followed even in Islam, Christianity, and Judaism. Then Dvaitavad philosophy is there. This philosophy says that God is one. The living entity is separate form of God. So that way, the both God and living entity are different, different in nature and so on. But still, this both of these concepts are not completely describing, neither Dvaita nor Advaita completely described the absolute nature of Jiva and Brahma and relation between Jiva and Brahma. That is addressed by this Achinta Veda Veda Tattva. We'll go there. Yeah, Achinta Veda. These two concepts is primary to understand Achinta Veda Veda Tattva. That Phalasakta Nipadyate. The attachment is the basic principles for which a living entity is entangled in this material world. And detachment is the mean to become overseer of the activities. Upadrashta. Supreme Personality of Godhead is Upadrashta. Not only Upadrashta, Upadrashta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhokta, Maheshwara. Paramatma cha apyukte dehe asmin purusha para. Supreme Personality of Godhead who is residing in every living entity as Paramatma is overseer, is never attached to the fruits, as we discussed from Katha Upanishad that one bird is attracted to the fruits of the tree and other is not. So this way, Supreme Personality of Godhead is always detached, but conditioned living entity is always attached to the result. However, every living entity is part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead. When a living entity realize its spiritual position, the unique relationship between devotee and Supreme Lord is eternal. There is a unique relationship. There is the process of realizing this unique relationship is called devotional practice. What is that unique relationship in terms of Achinta Veda Veda philosophy, Baladev Vidya Bhushana? Spiritual realization is called Sambandha. The basic principle is Sambandha. And when one understands there is a relationship called Sambandha, then he practice to achieve the Sambandha. That devotional practice is called Avideya. Devotional practice is called Avideya. And why the regular practice of Abhidheya, a devotee also transcend the matter nature. That is what Rupa Goswami explained that a devotee is also transcendental to the matter nature. Pure devotee who has perfected in practicing devotional service. Abhidheya Purnata Haile Prem Labha. When he is fulfilled in the practice of devotional service, then he achieves the final essence as prema. Understanding the complexity about the inconceivable nature of divinity and the universe is fully possible when one is freed from the contaminations of the metal world, when one is completely detached from the metal world and fully attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and executing first class devotional service. At this position, he can realize that who the Supreme Personality of Godhead is. Like sun and its rays. Sun is the sun globe, is the supreme person, and its rays are the rays, which Bhagavad Gita says, Jatha Akasha Sthita. As the sun being situated in the sky, illuminates every portions of the world. Similarly, Supreme Personality of Godhead and a living entity who is sitting in the body illuminates the entire body with the spiritual energy. And Supreme Personality of Godhead is completely the source of all the uh, fragmental portions called the Jiva Sakti, which is resting at the place of Brahma, Nirvishesha Brahma Jyoti. So, the sun and its rays illustrate that Krishna and his creations are simultaneously one and different. Just like sun rays cannot be different from sun, but sun rays are not sun. So, this very clearly make us understand that Jiva are eternally differentiated part of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the word part is used. But in Dvaita Vedanta, the part and parcel concept is not well demonstrated. In Advaita Vedanta, both are said to be same. So they have this aparadha at the lotus feet of Supreme Personality of Godhead through the principles that Lord also, just like a living entity, become contaminated conscious, fall on trap of Maya. So Lord also fall on trap of Maya, that is Mayavada philosophy. So this Achinta Veda doctrines clears that with the example that ocean and its waves, sun and its rays, gold and the ornaments out of gold. All these three examples will demonstrate Achinta Veda Tattva simultaneously one and different. So the detachment is the basic principles, and attachment is the principles which contaminate a living entity to suffer. Lord is completely beyond the control of Prakriti, and Prakriti is always fully under control of Lord. Lord is fully detached, not attached to this material world. He is the puppeter. Puppet. You have seen the puppet. So the when somebody is not knowing the background, there is somebody who is pulling the puppets. You may say that a puppeteer is a man, woman, or a machine, right? So there are three kind of concepts. Some may say puppeteer is a man, some may say puppeteer is a woman, some may say puppeteer is a robot. But what is the fact until he go to the background and see who is really driving the puppet? Then only he can realize. That is the similarly the concept is that bhaktya mam abhijanati. Until one develops the transcendental devotional service to see the fact, cannot realize and remain in the confused state. So bhaktya mam abhijanati. It is essential that one devotee should practice bhakti. Through the process of bhakti, he can see the fact that Supreme Personality of Godhead is the driver of everything. In Jharkhand jungle, when he was traveling, all the wild animals and the simple animals like tiger, deer, they were all together, knowing their Supreme Personality of God is in front of them, have given up their material behavior and all danced in the ecstasy of chanting of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, exhibiting their natural tendency that every living entity is attracted by Krishna because Krishna is the all attractor. When the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is there, when Lord being situated in everybody heart, enlighten the living entity comes out of the metal affinity. In Jharikhanda jungle, even the animals given up their metal affinity. What to speak of the advanced devotees? So all the metal nature, every living entity, trees, plants, or the ocean or the rivers, everybody are fully under control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. सर्वेन्द्रिय गुणाभासम सर्वेन्द्रिय विवर्जितम असक्तम सर्वभृश्चैव निर्गुणम गुणभोक्तृ एव च भक्तृ च. Lord is not at all attached to external energy, but is always the master of external energy. Jiva, Maya, Jagat or material world, and Chinmay Jagat. These are the three things. So when Jiva Sankhya Ananta Sukha Tara Prayojan. The need of a living entity is that unlimited happiness. When he go to the upper system, choosing spiritual energy, say Sukha Hetu Jara Krishnate Varila. Those who chosen to enjoy the spiritual bliss by accepting Krishna as his master enter into the spiritual abode. But those who want to lord over the material nature and enjoy the material nature being the owner or husband of Maya Shakti, that false position when fall in the when trapped the living entity, then he fall down into the metal existence, and in return he become under control of three modes of mental nature. He, the living entity, thought to control the metal nature, become the owner of the metal nature, become the master of metal nature. But in actually, he remain servant of metal nature, wielded by metal nature, completely forgotten the sambandha, the relationship with the Supreme Lord, that he is the part and parcel. And in that metal conditions, he is trapped by hunger, thirst, lamentations, bewilderment, old age, and death. Repeated cycle of birth and death. That continues and is affected by these conditions, suffer jatana, and sometimes in illusion he feels certain happiness, emotional happiness. However, that is the true devotee when takes shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are two kind of living entity we discussed here. Some are Nitya Mukta, some are Nitya Nityabadha, again two kind. Krishna Bahirmukha, Krishna Unmukha. All the living entity who fall under the metal nature has the possibility to either become Nityabadha or Nityamukta. Those who are practicing Krishna consciousness, just like you all have come to Bhaktivedanta Institute or ISKCON or any bona fide sampradaya. So you have Krishna Unmukata. Unmukata means inquiring about Krishna. So Nityavadha, again two kind, Krishna Unmukha, Krishna Bahirmukha. And there are people who are not interested to know about the material world and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, their interactions, the devotion service, Sambandha Avideya Prayajana, that's not inquired. So Athata Brahma Jigyansa is not arisen in them. So they continue to suffer in 84 lakh species of various forms and consequently affected by contaminated consciousness. So this creation and his energies are always under the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. The devotees who had this process of practicing Krishna consciousness, we discussed that who are Krupa Siddha Bhakta. That there are two category of jiva. One is Nitya Baddha, Nitya Mukta. Sometimes Nitya Mukta Jiva comes, just like Supreme Personality of God had come to rescue devotees Supreme Personality of Godhead has many other works, but devotee come especially to rescue devotees. And devotees are even more merciful than Supreme Lord. Because Supreme Personality of Godhead sometimes kills, but devotee never kills. Devotee never punish. He devotee kills the demoniac nature, but Supreme Personality of Godhead sometimes has to kill the demon to make it liberated into Sajuja Brahmajyoti. But devotee even more merciful. That's why Gaurang Mahaprabhu is the most beneficent when he come as Bhakta Avatar. Bhakta Avataram Bhaktaksham Namami Bhakta Saktikam. When Gaurang Mahaprabhu come as form of devotee, he is most beneficent. So you can see that Labha Sunya Hridaya, Puja Sunya Hridaya, Pratishta Sunya Hridaya. That are the primary symptoms of the devotees. Freedom from false ego and well established in Krishna Bhakti. So the primary bhava is Santa bhava. And more advanced Dasya, Sakshya, Vatshalya, Madhurja are advanced bhava. So primary bhava is established in him is that Santa Subhava. Is free from all sinful actions and established in Satya, Daya, Tapasya and Suchi. So that's how you can see a sadhana bhakta can progress. These eight are bare minimum qualities. If somebody is deviating in this, like if somebody is doing gambling, his satya getting destroyed. If somebody is doing meat eating, then his daya rikshama is destroyed. If somebody is intoxicating, his tapasya is destroyed. If somebody is having illegal relations with a woman, then his cleanliness is destroyed. Then after even all these four are under control, if he is having always a desire, which is 10th offense, after knowing all these things, he is continuing to keep the metal desire, then that is lava icha. One has to elevate to lava sunya state. Similarly, if he aspire praise of others and not exhibiting the quality of humility, affected by the puja desire to get worship from others, to become guru. Like Lord has told that you should become guru, but not keeping the desire to become guru. Guru, one has to be Sisya eternally. Then he is eligible to become Guru. If he is not desiring to be Sisya, then he is gone. That is the final trap of Maya. Like a person, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, they were in the final trap to become God. Similarly, a person who is desiring to Guru and then he has given up the Sisya tendency. Guruship is only in the heart of Sisya. If there is a Sisya who is desiring a Guru, then there is Guru. So Guru is in the heart of Sisya, not in the mind of Guru. Guru, there is nothing in the mind of a devotee to be a Guru. He is always a Sisya. So that Sisya attribution is confirmed in the mind of a devotee, and there is no Guruship in his mind. However, when a disciple approaches, he guides as the duty prescribed in scriptures and ordered by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, that who do these preaching activities are most dear and is obliged to the order of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Preaching services. Those who are preaching this mission of Krishna consciousness, they will be enacted as Patha Padasaka Guru. We are ordered by Krishna. We have to practice Krishna consciousness seriously. Apani achari. अपनी नौ आचारी भक्ति सिखाना जाए भारत भूमिते मनुष्य जन्म जार जन्म सार्थक करी करो परोपकार first you have to perfect your life by practicing Krishna consciousness, then you will be eligible to preach. So anyway, one has to be freed from puja and keep utmost humility in him. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane kaviyastene shoni chaivasya pake panditah samadarshina. Suppose a devotee is worshipping in the temple to the Lord, but he is not knowing that Supreme Personality of Godhead is available in everybody's heart and disrespects people, not exhibiting the quality of humility, then he is said to be Prakruta Bhakta, not advanced. Yes, Kanishta, lower grade of Bhakti. Hare Krishna. Okay, Prabhuji. So then finally is Pratishtha. So one has to also become Pratishtha Sunya. This way, a devotee transcends the qualities of material nature and being fulfilled the same way Supreme Personality of Godhead gives the blessings. Hare Krishna. So we can conclude for today. I hope there is no question. Hare Krishna. Jai Granth Sindhu Bhagavatam Jai Guru Maharaj Sripad Jai Sri Prabhupada Jai Jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.